My name is Betsy Callahan, and my interests in high school were track and field, cross country, and also I dedicated a lot of my time in the special education room. I have a brother that is born with MR, mental retardation, and I have a sister with a physical disability, cerebral palsy, and I grew up my whole life in an atmosphere where compassion was always key and inclusion was a must. And I was one of 6 children, and part of the reason why my family moved to Scituate in 1978 was because Scituate Public Schools probably had one of the best programs. I started a track program about 12 years ago with Brad Mingles in town, and it was a USA track and field program called Nautical Mile, and our goal was mainly a town rec department where that we could teach the life sport of track, mainly track. We included some field events, but mainly track. And over the years, the program kind of just evolved into a program where we had typical athletes, and then we had special athletes. And I just happened to be at the track one day and bumped into Taffy and Mr. B, and they asked me to come on board and help them out, and I did, and then it just turned into a lot more than that over time. In the 1960s, early 1960s, Eunice Shriver Kennedy started essentially Special Olympics. And what she was trying to do was find a forum for children and adults with intellectual disabilities, a place for them to do sport. Okay, that's what Mass Special Olympics is about, is sport and life sport. The first chapters, you might say, was founded here in Scituate, Massachusetts over 40 years ago by a public school teacher at Wampatuck, and her name was Fran Jacobs, and she ran the program in Scituate called the Scituate Special Olympics with Mr. B. Range. Special Olympics is a life sport. It starts competition at the age of 8, and they can compete for the rest of their life. That's what it's about. 27 sports. I'm only a small portion of what they do in track and field here locally on the South Shore. Taffy Nothnagel is still the local program coordinator for the Mass Special Olympics on the South Shore. Her job encompasses many other sports besides track and field, along with Mr. B. What do we do? Anything else that you would do in a typical, training class for some soccer, or, we do training drills and practice. And Mass Special Olympics, or Scituate Special Olympics, is a free program. We provide free programming year-round. We do not charge athletes or their families in any way for any training. All of the coaches that run Mass Special Olympics in any one of the 27 sports are all certified coaches and certified through Mass Special Olympics, which is a national accredited organization. It's not so much today about acceptance or about bullying, because I don't think that really occurs as much as it used to. I think it's more about, like I said, developing programs that have true integration in them, that truly are able to take the typical and the special athlete and mesh them together and find the right type of programming for successful competition. It's an extremely difficult thing to do, and I think Mass Special Olympics does a wonderful job at that, is giving a fair playing field for the athlete.
Absolutely.
And an ability to be able to compete successfully and improve and build confidence. I think that that's the most important thing.
5 or 6 years ago, we decided to put a book together about our experience in raising our children with intellectual disabilities to adulthood. So 15 of us wrote chapters of this book called Simple Perseverance. And each of the chapters are amazingly different. The children have kinds of disabilities, and we each try to focus on some different aspect of their lives. And it's, I think it's a fascinating book. It was extremely important to me to be part of it because these are my friends.
I think Special Olympics builds confidence and self-esteem, and it gives athletes, young and older, young athletes and adult athletes, one life sport. I think that every young athlete that plays high school sports should take the time to go to a Special Olympics meet and see, because they will then understand when your coach says do your best, you understand what do your best means. Value more what you have, and to appreciate sometimes more simpler things in life.
I've been trying to do it right. I've been living a lonely life. I've been sleeping here instead. I've been sleeping in my bed. I've been sleeping in my bed. So show me family, all the blood that I will bleed.